Right, so white ones go inside. Rubber bands on the outside. Can't be that hard to do, can it? Will not be recycling white. Come on, you can do it. Ta-da! G'day everybody, welcome back to the second part of Let's Rebuild the Log Splitter hydraulic cylinder without really knowing what we're doing. So, as we saw last episode, we got the cylinder off, we took it apart, and it came apart really easily. It's very, very clean, but I did find what the problem was. Sorry about looking at my chest. This is the problem. So this is the internal wiper seal from the, I'll call it the end, it's not the end plate, it's from the where the cylinder shaft slides in and out, and it's the internal one of those seals, and it is completely disintegrated. And that wasn't me taking it out, I took that out by hand without any force. So I do have some new ones, but there is a curveball that we'll talk about in a second. So I'll show you where we're at. So I got the end plate rebuilt because I needed to have a little practice with these seals. So each, as we saw right at the start, there's a white nylon ring goes inside, and then there's a rubber ring goes outside. So there's two to do on the shaft, and then there's also two to do on, let's call this the center plate. I don't actually know its name, but let's call it a center plate. So I've got a nylon ring and a rubber seal to put on this one, that's fine. But then I've got an external seal, which the old one, that was the external seal, goes in there. And we have a couple of new ones. That are different. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of playing and work out this what. I'm thinking the bigger one's going to go on the inside, and I've also got what looks like a spacer. And I reckon if I roll that up nice and tight, it's either going to sit inside one of these. I don't know. I don't know why they've given me that, but these are different diameters, so I should be able to work out which one's the inside one and which one's the outside one. They're different diameters at different widths, but anyway, let's get all the rubber seals and the nylon rings on because it's challenging, and we'll keep going. So everything gets a good clean. The good part is this piece is really heavy, which will help. So obviously the old one completely mangled. A little bit of oil, help the weld go round. And what I've found is it's just a case of manipulating it into position. And there it goes. And then the rubber ring, without twisting it, just fits inside. And as simple as that looks, well, it's as simple as it is. So I'll do the other one, because the other one I have to stand it up and come down over the top, which is going to be a bit awkward to film. So I'll get that done and we'll see how we go. I'll try and film it, but we'll see how we go. Nothing's ever easy in this job, but it's not impossible. sure that's not twisted. Trying to get this on without twisting it. Alright. So that, if I can pick this up. So that's the seals on the shaft, all done. I'll go and put this somewhere safe and we'll get ready for the next bit. Okay, I'm going to have another go at this. Because I am that's more promising. Happy days. Okay. So, first job first, give the new seal a wipe because it got dirty. I'll get this one on. Make sure it doesn't twist, which it doesn't look like it has. And then, again, the fourth rubber seal. And that's in. So at this point, we're down to the seals. And this is where it gets very interesting. Mainly because what we've got, what we still have, and where it's all going to go. So, pretty confident that this one is the outside seal, which is this side, based on the width, and the wiper. Wow. Yeah. We have to do a bit of guesswork here. So, oh, there we are. So the wiper is facing outwards, which means it goes in like that. Which means I've got to fit that in that hole. Wiper facing outwards. Sorry, I'll try and get this. That's not in there correctly. There we go. Alright, so that looks pretty good, which brings me to the next one. Because this one I don't have. I still don't know what this is for, if it's for anything. Oh, I get very scared about this stuff. Alright, using the same principle of the wiper goes in outwards, that would go like that. And I have no ridge there. And based on all the geometry, that's what we're going to do, which scares the shit out of me, because I still don't know what that bloody thing's for. Well, let's have a crack. Oil is your friend here. It gets everywhere and goes in everywhere. And that fits pretty good. I'm not sure what that's for, but we're going without it. Alright, next up, put it back on the shaft without making a big boo-boo. So the risk here is that we roll that wiper the wrong way. So that's in there. It's got to go over that. Sorry about the light. So I'll set the camera up and we'll see how we go. But I'm not confident that I've done this correctly, and I'm fairly confident that when we power this up, oil's going to go everywhere. Oil is our friend. Oil is our friend. Okay, here goes nothing. Don't like it. Don't like it. Yeah. Well, it's on. So the next step is to lay it down, get it set up, and put the retaining bolts back in. Alright, so that should put the two end plates in the same orientation. So now we just start doing it up a little bit at a time, just to pull it in nice and consistently. So what we have to do here is close up this gap and this gap and keep it nice and square. So I'll stick the camera up there and we'll put it on high speed and hopefully it all just works. I'm trying to get the bottom nuts reasonably level and then use the top nuts to pull it up tight. Righto, so the 4 rods are in and firm. There's no rock between this end plate and this end plate, so it's reasonably flat. So what I'm going to do, and I've also got all of these nuts where I want them, so what I'm going to do is put it back on the log splitter and tighten up this end, and then use these nuts just to pull it up tight. And then we're going to give it a test run, because I'm not going to go through all the bullshit of putting the splitter head back on if I just have to take it off again. So what we have to do around that side, work our way through. So I've just got to give this a quick clean, so I'll clean that all out. I've got 4 little spacer washers that go in here. I'm supposed to have 4, I've only got 3 and I don't know where the 4th one went. And then we'll mount it and see how it looks. So these little thin washers here. So yeah, I lost the 4th one. But anyway, we'll stick it together and be back in a sec. Alright, so it doesn't look like the bottom one on this side had a washer on it. So we'll just go with that, because there's no witness mark from the washer. And this does not weigh anything less than about 17 elephants. Okay, so hydraulics are back on, bolts are tight, as tight as I can get them, and we're good at this end. So the next step is to start it and let the oil run. Now this is a live feed pump, so as soon as I turn this engine on, this pump's running. I haven't topped the oil up. I'm just going to let it circulate and see what it does, mainly because I don't have any oil here. I am going to drain the system prior to going back to work, but my dog is going to lose his mind when I start this, so just be ready for it. But all going well, this should, in theory, work, unless I've got that seal around the wrong way, which is possible. Okay, everybody, I think we'll call that a pass in the preliminary stage. So the sliding in and out problem was just not enough oil. So it seems like I lost a lot more oil out of the cylinder when I cracked the ends off than I realised. So put about 9 litres back in, which anyway is what it is. Oil's cheap. Everything looks okay, so I'm going to let it sit here. I'm away for a couple of days. I'm going to let it sit here in the sun. All the oil can drop off it. I'll give it a wash. I'll tighten the nuts up on the end of the cylinder again. I'll tighten these nuts up on the end of this end of the cylinder again. Got to try and find a new knob because that one's painful on the hands. But overall, yeah, I think we'll call that a preliminary pass. So that's rebuilding a log splitter cylinder seal problem by a beginner, live. No second takes, no anything like that. So it can be done. It is messy. You do get dirty. You do have a good time, and the dog does go off his head. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Stay out of trouble, and we'll see you next time.